November 29th, 1970. A valley outside Bergen, Norway. The locals call it ISDAL, the Ice Valley. An older name survives too, Death Valley. For the hikers it is claimed over the centuries. A professor and his two daughters are walking the trail when they smell smoke. Between the rocks they find a woman. She is lying on her back among burned patches of ground. Around her, a melted plastic bottle, a burned passport cover, jewelry, and a small bottle of sleeping pills. The fire has destroyed her face. Police find no identification. Then they look closer at her clothes. Every label has been cut away, every single one. And when they examine her fingertips, they find something no one can explain. Someone had sanded her fingerprints off. This is Obscura Files. Every episode, one case, the facts, the theories, and a verdict. File number 4, opened November 1970, officially closed as a suicide within months. Norway has never believed it. They call her the ISDAL woman. Here is what we know for certain. 3 days after the discovery, police found 2 suitcases in the luggage room of the Bergen railway station. They belonged to her. Inside was a life built for disappearing. Wigs, glasses with no prescription, the lenses were plain glass. Clothes with the labels cut out, just like the ones she died in. Cash in German, Norwegian, Swiss, and Belgian currency. And prescription bottles with the pharmacy labels scraped away. There was also a notebook, filled with a simple code. Police broke it quickly, and found not a message, but a schedule. Letters and numbers tracking her movements across Europe. Paris, Geneva, Oslo, Bergen. Then came the hotels. Witnesses remembered her. She had stayed in at least a dozen Norwegian hotels, under 9 different names. Claudia Tielt, Vera Schlosser, Alexia Zarna-Merchez. 9 women who did not exist, all with the same face. She spoke German, French, English, and a little Norwegian, switching between them. Hotel staff described her as elegant, guarded, and strange in one specific way. She requested rooms with a balcony, and she seemed to be watching for someone. A waiter remembered her final days at the Hotel Neptune. She sat alone. 2 men in dark coats, he said, sat nearby. She looked afraid. The autopsy deepened everything. She had swallowed dozens of sleeping pills, but she had also inhaled smoke, which means she was alive when the fire touched her. Her neck showed a bruise from a blow. The official ruling, suicide. She poisoned herself and set the fire, the report said. The dental work told another story. Her fillings were made with a gold technique used in Central and Southern Europe, not Scandinavia. Decades later, in 2017, scientists read the isotopes in her teeth like tree rings. She grew up around Germany, possibly moving toward France as a child, born around 1930, a childhood shaped by wartime Europe. Norway buried her in a zinc coffin, chosen deliberately so the body would be preserved if anyone ever came to ask for her. 50 years on, no one ever has. 3 theories have survived 50 years. Let's test them. Theory 1, the official story, suicide. She was a troubled woman, living under false names, cornered by something, debt, illness, exposure, who ended her life in a remote valley. The pills support it. The isolation supports it. But the theory has to ignore too much. People do not sand off their own fingerprints. The blow to the neck is unexplained, and the method, swallowing pills and then burning, is almost unknown in suicide cases. Even the Bergen police chief who closed the case reportedly told colleagues he was ordered to. Theory 2. She was an intelligence agent. Consider the year, 1970, the middle of the Cold War. And consider the geography. In those exact months, Norway was test-firing its new Penguin anti-ship missile on the coast near Bergen. Witnesses placed a woman resembling her in the area, watching. The tradecraft fits perfectly. 9 identities, coded travel logs, wigs, plain glass spectacles, cut labels, cash in 4 currencies. This is not how ordinary people travel. It is how operatives travel. In this theory, she was surveilling the missile tests, for whom we do not know, and she was burned in every sense when her usefulness ended. The sanded fingerprints were not hers to sand. The problem: no agency has ever claimed her, no defector has ever named her, and 50 years of Cold War archives opening have produced nothing. A perfect spy story with no spies in it. Theory 3. She was running from something private. Not a state, a person. A woman escaping a husband, a crime, a past, using the tools of disappearance available in 1970. This explains the fear witnesses saw. It explains the false names. It struggles with the same 2 facts everything struggles with: the fingerprints and the blow. In 2016, investigators extracted her DNA from tissue samples that had survived in a hospital archive. It confirmed the isotope work: European, likely German origins. Her profile now sits in international databases, waiting for a relative to appear. The DNA gave the case a future. It has not yet given her a name. So here is the verdict. The most likely story, based on the evidence. She was exactly what her luggage says she was: a professional, trained to be no one. Whether she worked for a government or only for her own survival, someone else was in that valley, or someone else had reason to make her unfindable. The suicide ruling explains the pills. It has never explained the rest. The uncomfortable truth is that the investigation stopped asking. The case was closed in weeks. The evidence was, for decades, left to sleep. Speculation? The zinc coffin says what the case file cannot. The men who buried her did not believe their own report. They preserved her for a family or a government that they were sure would one day knock. The valley is quiet now. The coffin waits. The knock has never come. File number 4 remains open. Next file: a ship found sailing itself in the middle of the Atlantic. The crew's breakfast still on the table. Every soul aboard, gone. File number 5: the Mary Celeste. This is Obscura Files.